Hey guys, welcome back. This is History of Power Rangers Season 2, Episode 33 of my show, but this is about Episode 31 of Season 2. Now, Episode 31 in the original Power Rangers second season is known as When is a Ranger Not a Ranger? But before I actually start talking about it, I just want to mention something. This is the first Power Ranger video that I'm going to be doing for 2019. Now, the reason why I say it's the first one is I would have did a video the last couple of weeks, but I didn't get a chance to. Because of that. So this is going to be the first video for Power Rangers for 2019. I just wanted to get that out of the way there. Now, getting into the actual episode, I just wanted to get that out of the way there. This is History of Power Rangers Season 2, Episode 33 of my show, but this is about Episode 31 of Season 2. Now, Episode 31 in the original Power Rangers second season is... Now, this is going to sound kind of ironic, but the title name for the episode is When is a Ranger Not a Ranger? Now, the reason why I say that's kind of funny is because of the fact of... it's one of Zedd's rhymes that he's going to use, and also it has to do with the monster that he's going to bring to life this time. I'll explain why when I get to that point. But anyway, basically what happens is the way the episode first starts off is Adam is giving his report on his kaleidoscope that he has about how light travels through the kaleidoscope and gets broken up into little different bits and such, and then basically after he's finished his report, Miss Appleby basically telling the class to ask them questions, and then Gold puts his hand up, and then she says intelligent questions, and then Bulk kind of makes... I don't know if this is a joke that was meant, but what happens is he said that, yes, how tall is the tallest building in the world? But then Miss Appleby basically said that it had to be intelligent questions about, before I continue, I'm just gonna kind of explain what a kaleidoscope does essentially. A kaleidoscope is like a telescope, but it breaks down light particles and basically reassembles, like a crystal picture kind of thing. I just wanted to get that out of the way with the kaleidoscope part, and then after Bulk makes that question, Miss Appleby tells them that it has to be intelligent questions about Adam's report, and then basically Bulk says that who would want to answer a question about that because he didn't understand a single word that he said, and then basically what happens after that is then it goes to a scene where Zedd is, and then he's like, when is a ranger not a ranger? When he is... Like he's saying this rhyme. Now this is what I meant when I said that the episode would have a funny name in it. The reason why I said that was because, well, you see, the reason why was because the phrase, when is a ranger not a ranger, is the phrase that Zedd says before he explains his next plan. which kind of has to do with the kaleidoscope. He's like, when is a ranger not a ranger? When his atoms are scattered to bits, and a ranger is in... And then he says the rest of his rhyme where he says, and a ranger is in danger when his memory is... And then he gets to the on the part, and he's like, on the... And then Squat finishes it, and he's like, on the fritz! And then, like he says, on the fritz, and then basically Zedd gets a little upset with Squat, like, for finishing, because he tells him that he would have gotten it eventually if he hadn't said anything. And then basically what happens is Squat makes a bit of a joke where he said that Zedd might have gotten it in 1,000 years maybe. And then that's when Zedd decides to send Goldar down to capture it, get Adam's kaleidoscope for his monster. And then after that, what basically happens is after he sends Goldar down, he like, and as for you two, if you ever finish one of my rhymes again, I will destroy you. Now the reason why I mentioned that part was because the kaleidoscope is actually going to kind of play a hand in the monster he's going to create. Now I'm going to explain what that monster is called. This is going to sound kind of funny, but the monster he's going to create is called the Scatterbrain. Now I'm going to explain more about the Scatterbrain when he creates it. I just wanted to get that out of the way there. Anyway, then what happens is basically, what happens is after that, Kimberly, Tommy, and Billy are looking through Adam's kaleidoscope at different places, and then basically Kimberly says that the kaleidoscope is very far out, and then basically that's when the putties show up, and then they fight those putties, and then basically what happens is while they fight the putties, one of them manages to get his hands on the kaleidoscope, and then after that the putties disappear, and then after that Zedd creates the Scatterbrain monster from Adam's kaleidoscope. Now I'm going to explain what the Scatterbrain's power is. Its power is similar to that of the kaleidoscope, except what it does is it's similar. It breaks down light particles, similar to what happens with the kaleidoscope. It breaks down light particles in one area and then reassembles them in another, but with a slight catch. And the catch is, in this case, the catch is that when they're reassembled, the ones that are disassembled into atoms and then reassembled they don't have any memory of who they are afterward. Oh my god. And that's gonna cause a bit of a funny thing to happen because of with Bulk and Skull, because of that. I just wanted to get that out of the way. Anyway, I'm sorry if I just want to get off topic here. I'm sorry if it kind of seems like I'm rushing this a little as I'm talking. The reason why I'm rushing it is because it's not because I don't want to make it a very long video. It's just, it's the first Power Ranger video for 2019, so I want to probably make this one as quick as I can for you guys before I make my next one. I just wanted to get that out of the way very quickly there. And then after that, basically what happens is, I'm sorry, I had to get off topic to explain that part. Anyway, getting back into it, when Kimberly, Billy, and Tommy see the Scatterbrain monster there. Basically what happens is, they transform to they morph to their ranger forms in order to deal with the Scatterbrain monster. And then that's when the Scatterbrain monster basically fires its blast at them, disassembling them from their ranger forms back into their human forms, but without any memory of them being Power Rangers or anything like that. So they don't know who they are and such. And then after that, basically what happens is Zedd, if I'm remembering correctly, I think Zedd gets a little happy that 3 of the Rangers are down, because without their memories... Now, essentially, in this case, Zedd has kind of defeated them, and I'll explain why when I get to Zordon's part. Anyway, after Billy, Kimberly, and Tommy are brought back, they start talking to each other and trying to figure out who they are, and then basically that's when the alarm in the command center, well, that's when Zordon contacts the other 3 on his communicator, on their communicators, and then by the other 3 I mean Rocky, Adam, and Aisha. He contacts them on their communicators and tells them to report to the command center because of the situation that has unfolded, and he explains to them that Tommy, Billy, and Kimberly were attacked by Zedd's latest monster known as the Scatterbrain. And he explains to them that it fires, he explains to them what I explained earlier about what it does. It fires a beam of light, which, like a kaleidoscope, fires a beam of light at the, because it was made from Adam's kaleidoscope, so it had to do with light. So he explains to them that the Scatterbrain monster fired a ray at them that, like a kaleidoscope, disassembled them and put them back together, but with the side effect of them not knowing who they were and stuff, as I explained. And then after that, Aisha explains that because, well, then she says that the 3 of them won't know that they are Power Rangers and stuff, and Zordon tells them that that's correct, and then, then the other 3 are wondering what to do in this case. Like, Rocky, Adam, and Aisha are wondering what to do in this case, and then basically they say that first that Zordon, well, I can't remember exactly if it's Zordon, but I think it's Aisha or someone, but one of them mentions that they have to get their friends back to the command center before Zedd manages to get his hands on them, which is, tactically in this case, it kind of makes sense, because if they don't have any memories of who they are, then they won't know that Zedd's their enemy, which means that they might think he's a friend and not, and which is actually going to play a hand in something when they find them. I just wanted to get that out of the way. Anyway, basically what happens is after that, Rocky, Adam, and Aisha decide to go to where Tommy, Billy, and Kimberly are, and then basically, what happens is, before that, Billy starts using some technical jargon, and then Kimberly, who doesn't know who he is, said that think he's some kind of Einstein or something, and then basically that's when after that, basically what happens is like that. And now that I mentioned it about Billy in this case, this is gonna cause something funny to happen in this episode. Because if you guys remember back when I did the first episode for this, for the first season, like not the first video I did, but like the second video on the first actual episode, there was that scene where Billy was astonished by Alpha, and then now the reason why I brought that video up is because it's sort of gonna get referenced here in this episode I'm talking about. I just thought I'd get that out of the way. Anyway, after that, basically, what happens is, that's when Rocky, Adam, and Aisha show up, and then Aisha is telling Kimberly, her friends, and about Tommy and such, and then, well, first what happens is, Rocky tells Billy, who has no memory of who he is, that he's a brain, like he's smart and stuff, and then Aisha mentions to Kimberly about them going shopping, and then she wonders about that kid, and then Aisha told her that he said that they don't need a reason to, and then basically Kimberly said that why would go shopping every day, and then when Aisha sees that part of the Scatterbrain's effect, she said that that monster must have caused more damage than they thought, and then they're saying about, and then they get surprised by the monster thing, and then basically, what happens is they mention about Zedd's monster known as the Scatterbrain, but because of the Scatterbrain's effect, they don't know about that, and then that's when Goldar and the Putty show up, and then he tries to get them to come to them, because he tells them that they will refresh their memories, which technically isn't correct. Essentially they'll give them new memories at the time, because if they go to where they are, they'll go to Zedd, and then Zedd will try to trick them into thinking they're on his side, which tactically in this case kind of makes sense, because if their memories of what they were erased because of the Scatterbrain, tactically in this case it makes sense. I'm just getting that off topic there. I just wanted to mention that. Anyway, but then the rest of them managed to teleport to the command center, and then after they teleport there, Tommy wonders where they are, and then he mentions, then when he sees Zordon, he's like, forget where they are and who is that? And then Zordon explains that he's a trusted friend to him. And then, this is also going to sound kind of funny, because remember what I said where this episode was going to kind of reference the first episode? What I mean by that is basically, what happens is, first Kimberly says, can somebody please come back down to Earth and pick her up because she's confused? Oh my god. And that's a reference to the first episode of the first season, because she did the same thing in that episode, and because of the fact that their memories were erased because of the Scatterbrain monster. Oh my god, that's so hilarious. I'm sorry, I just had to bring that up. And then after that, Alpha explains that they got them out just in time before the Scatterbrain got the rest of them. And then that's when Billy sees Alpha, technically again for the first time, because of his memory being wiped because of the Scatterbrain's effect. He said that, whoa, fully sanctioned multifunctional automaton. He's never seen anything like it, which is kind of a reference to the first episode of the first season. Oh my god, I'm sorry. And then Alpha kind of gets a little upset that Billy doesn't remember who he is. And then basically what happens is after that, they're wondering what they can do. Rocky, Adam, and Aisha are wondering what they can do to defeat the Scatterbrain monster and basically restore Tommy, Kimberly, and Billy to what they were before. And then Aisha asks Adam if he knows what to do because he's an expert on kaleidoscopes with the light waves, and then he wonders how they can reverse the effects of the Scatterbrain monsters. She asks him how they can reverse the effects of the Scatterbrain monster's spell, which made them lose their memories. And then that's when Adam comes up with the suggestion that possibly prisms might be able to help, which kind of makes sense because the prisms kind of do the same thing. So basically, essentially, what they're going to do is they're going to use the prism to get their friends' memories back by getting them their powers back, essentially. And then, because basically they're going to use the prisms in order to reconstitute the three of them back to the way they were, thus restoring their memories and their powers at the same time. Anyway, basically what happens is after that, Zordon explains that that's an excellent idea and they should have to go right away. And then basically, so Adam decides to go with Billy to get the prisms in his laboratory, and then after that what happens is basically what happens is after that they manage when Billy's in the laboratory that he doesn't know is his, he's wondering if this is Adam's laboratory, but he says it's not, it's his and stuff. And then basically, he's then asking Billy where he keeps his prisms, and then he manages to find them, and then the rest of the Rangers teleport back to the desert area. Now this is gonna sound kind of funny, but this is actually the episode where Bulk and Skull kind of find out who the Power Rangers are, but it's kind of anticlimactic because of what's gonna happen with them before the Rangers get their memories back and before they fight the Scatterbrain monster. Oh my god. So anyway, when Bulk and Skull see the Rangers teleport to the desert in their human forms, they're like, them? They're both like, them? Those weebs are the Power Rangers? And then basically Skull gets a little upset. Oh my god. And then Bulk says that he can't believe this because they've been playing geeks this whole time just to throw them off. Oh my god. Now the reason why I say this is anticlimactic is because what's gonna happen to Bulk and Skull is they're gonna save the Rangers, but in the process of doing so, they'll lose their own memories in the process. Oh my my god, so they won't even know that they saved them. Which that's what I mean by it's anticlimactic. I just wanted to get that out of the way. And then that's when the Scatterbrain monster shows up. And then Rocky, Adam, and Aisha morph to the Ranger forms to deal with the Scatterbrain. And then after they get blasted with the prism, like after they get blasted and lose their memories, after they get blasted and lose their memories, basically what happens is the Scatterbrain monster mentions that the Power Rangers are now lost forever. And then when Bulk overhears that, he said that the Power Rangers lost forever. And then basically what happens is after that, Scatterbrain mentions it's time for them to go to the moon to join with Zedd. And then that's when Bulk and Skull show up and tell Scatterbrain that he's not taking the Power Rangers anywhere. And then Skull says, yeah, not if they can help it. Which he hopes they can, because he doesn't think they can do it. And then after that, the Scatterbrain monster tells them that don't force him to erase their memories too. And then this is funny, Bulk kind of insults the Scatterbrain monster where he says that, "Draw, you yellow-bellied skunk." And then that's when, after that, the Scatterbrain monster mentions if they really do want their memories back, they'll have what the humans call a showdown. And then they manage to use the prism to basically free the Rangers from the amnesia spell that the Scatterbrain monster caused. And then when they see Bulk and Skull, you see, this is what I meant by anticlimactic, because after they did that, their memories were erased, so they didn't know. And then, they deal with the Scatterbrain monster, and then Zedd makes it grow, and then after that, the Rangers defeat the Scatterbrain monster, and then, first what happens...
You're videoing?
Yeah. First what happens is Bulk and Skull are wondering, after the Rangers got their memories back, if they saved them, but then Tommy as the White Ranger tells them that they saved them, and that's when first what actually happens is then Zedd makes the Scatterbrain monster grow, and then after that the Rangers fight it in the Megazord and they manage to defeat it. And then after that what happens, first what happens is, as I said, Tommy is the white, after that they fight the Scatterbrain monster in the Megazord and they manage to defeat it. And then Zedd gets upset that he lost. After that, the Rangers go to check on Bulk and Skull, and then they're wondering if they're okay, and then Bulk wonders if they saved them, but Tommy, like I said, Tommy as the White Ranger tells them that they saved them, and they don't remember. And then Zedd gets upset that he lost again, when he technically already almost had the Power Rangers beat. If Bulk and Skull hadn't intervened, he would have won, essentially. And then that's when... Then it goes into a scene where the Rangers are in the youth center. Basically, Bulk and Skull are telling people about how they saved the Power Rangers, but they don't believe them. And then after that, Kimberly and Aisha say some nice things about them afterward. And then, after Skull wonders if they could go on a date, he says, no. She doesn't think so. And then basically Bulk is telling Ernie for, I think it's 2 drinks and stuff. And then that's basically where this episode stops. So if you guys like this video when I post it, just please give this video the real best you guys can. And I will see you guys probably sometime tomorrow for the next video. So until then, like I always tell you with this series, may the power protect you always.